Actor Johnny Depp, who was hoping a British court would help restore his image and kickstart his career, instead was dealt a major blow by a judge, dismissing his claims against a British tabloid. Depp sued The Sun for libel after a 2018 article called him a wife-beater, but Justice Andrew Nicol of the High Court of England sided with the newspaper, saying what they published was, quote, substantially true. The ruling comes after weeks of salacious testimony and video and audio evidence presented to the court during a trial in London.
Oh, you're crazy. Are you crazy?
Have you drunk this whole thing this morning?
Oh, you got this. You got this going?
Just started it.
Oh, really? Really?
Front and center at trial was Depp's ex-wife, Amber Heard. Called as a witness by The Sun, she testified about 14 separate incidents of physical and emotional abuse beginning in early 2013 and ending in May of 2016, just before the couple agreed to separate. She secretly recorded Depp during what she characterized as drunken, drug-induced rages.
No, I didn't. What the are you talking about? And I watched you lie, and then I
didn't punch you.
And
by the way, I'm sorry that I didn't
punch you.
It has been incredibly painful to relive the breakup of my relationship, to have my motives, my truth questioned, and the most traumatic and intimate details of my life with Johnny shared in court and broadcast to the entire world.
Not sure I deserve that. Depp claims his career has been damaged by allegations of abuse, citing his removal from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise in 2018. Around the same time, Amber Heard wrote about being the victim of abuse in an op-ed published in the Washington Post. The article didn't actually name Depp, but that isn't stopping him from suing her for $50 million in the state of Virginia.
Okay, cameras inside the courtroom for all of this, but let me show you what really is the heart of Johnny Depp's complaint, his accusation against Amber Heard. Here we go. The centerpiece of Ms. Heard's false abuse allegation is an incident that she claimed took place around 7:15 p.m. on Saturday, May 21st, 2016. Ms. Heard sitting on the sofa with her friend, Raquel Pennington, and talking on the phone with her friend, Tillette Wright, claimed Mr. Depp grabbed the cell phone, wound up his arm like a baseball pitcher, and threw the cell phone at me, striking my cheek and eye with great force. Ms. Heard further claimed that Mr. Depp further battered her face with some appendage of his body. Ms. Heard used these allegations to obtain a temporary restraining order against Mr. Depp on May 27th, 2016, appearing in court 6 days after the alleged incident with the first appearance of a battered face. And it comes down to, well, what did her face look like on May 21st? Here's Amber Heard in her 2016 deposition.
House on May 21, 2016, that Johnny Depp had ever done anything wrong to you, that night or before?
You're asking me if I've told them?
If you told them on May 21, yes.
Again, I said to them, I declined to give any statement at this time as per the advice of my counsel. They did make a comment to me about it seeming unsafe. That's why they needed to check the apartment. They made a gesture to my face. They said that I looked hurt. They also pulled me aside and said, look, just say a statement. We can make sure you're safe. Just say a statement or give us a statement and we'll go get the guy. And they said the exact same thing to Josh.
Is it your testimony that a police officer on May 21
yes.
told you that it appeared you looked hurt?
He or she gestured, I can't remember which one, to my face and said, we can tell you've been hurt or you don't look good or something to that effect, but I don't remember the exact words they used.
But something to that effect?
Yeah.
Now, let's go back to Johnny Depp's complaint. He says both Officer Sines and Officer Haddon testified under oath that they closely observed Ms. Heard's face in good light on May 21st, 2016, and saw no signs of any injury. This is a big part of it. This is a big part of it, of the case. That incident on the 21st of May. Let's bring back in our think tank, Kyla Coleman, Ian Friedman, Jonah Lucic still with us. So how does the jury figure this one out? The photos, I guess, that we've seen where she's got some marks on her face are from the 27th, when she goes to court. This happened on the 21st. So, Joan, what is the key to uncovering the truth? That's what we want. We just want the truth inside a courtroom. How does the jury get there on this issue?
Well, depending upon how the bruises looked, Vinny, it is not unfathomable that she sustained the injuries on the 21st and that the bruises were in some state of healing on the 27th. As we all know, you bump into a table or a chair, your bruise goes from red to purple to brown until it heals. She's a very fair skinned person. So I think that it is not it's not unrealistic that those bruises were in some state of healing. And I just don't see what advantage she would have to be making this up. To be put through the ringer like this, victims of domestic violence, their entire lives are sort of opened up and exposed, and not in a very pleasant way. They're under the microscope. There's plenty of people insinuating they're liars. Really, victims of sexual abuse and domestic violence are hesitant to make complaints unless they actually happened. So I think there'll be sufficient evidence to see that perhaps at that point in time, he was in a very bad place. He might have been drinking too much, involved with drugs, and was acting out. It certainly seems to me that we should, start at a place where this photo that you have up right now looks to me like they are in some form of healing bruising.
Let me ask you, Ian Friedman, the testimony of the officers. I don't think there's body cam footage here. I wish there was. I think it'd be a lot easier for this jury because they could actually see and hear everyone that day. But we'll see if that's going to be part of the case, if it exists. What are your thoughts about the testimony of these two officers? Is that what the jury's going to listen for? Say, hey, what did you see? What did she look like? What did you write in your report?
Yeah, I think so, because they're looking for independent evidence that's going to corroborate what either one of them said, Johnny or Amber. In answer to your first question, as to what's the jury going to believe here, they may never know exactly what occurred in this case. So yes, they're going to look for kind of the authority and the experience of these officers. What did they see? And certainly that's going to be factored into how they make their ultimate decision in this case.
Kyle, this just isn't Johnny Depp saying, I did not beat you. He is also claiming that he is the victim of domestic violence in this case. So to me, this is going to be so complicated for the jury. I mean, the law might be a little complicated, but just uncovering and unwrapping what is happening in an extremely volatile relationship where you have two trained, experienced actors telling their story.
Exactly. And the issue that we have a lot of times when it comes to domestic violence cases is that it's a he said, she said type deal. And a lot of times it's the officers who have to make the final decision as to who they may take to jail or who they may believe. What I think would be the most telling evidence would be anything that was compiled back in 2016, closer to the date of the event. So we're looking at her depositions, which I think were months after the actual incident happened. But what I would like to see is the actual petition that she filed for an injunction. I know that judges don't just grant temporary injunctions for nothing. There has to be some merit in your allegations. A lot of times pictures may be attached or specifics to the incident that leads a judge to believe that there was some actual violence that occurred. So in this particular case, I think the evidence from what I've seen so far might actually weigh in her favor because she did something about what happened back in 2016. It's not like she's just coming forward now and saying, oh, he's put his hands on me. excuse me, she said it's repeated abuse, it's repeated violence. And although she didn't necessarily mention his name, she's probably just trying to tell her story to prevent other people from going through the same situation, because we know abusers are very charismatic. They try to put shame on you, and that's exactly what's happening in this case. He's filed a whole lawsuit against her just to possibly bring shame.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he's trying to get his reputation back. He's not getting any more roles. Okay, stand by.